I'm Karen McCabe from Stash, and ahead I'm going to dive into how monetization strategies have changed since the end of IDFA. I'll also discuss in-app purchase, or IAP, strategies you can use to generate more revenue per user. Before the Apple IDFA, or identifier for advertisers, was deprecated, it was pretty easy to target users best suited to your game and attribute those installs to specific campaigns, which meant you could find your best users before they even installed the app. This led to the development of specific genres that had a small audience made up of users that could be monetized at an extremely high value. Think social casino or strategy games. That's just not the case anymore. Since its deprecation, it's much harder to target and bid for the highest value users just through advertising. So a number of games have adopted a new strategy. They're building their apps to have a large top of funnel. Basically, their goal is to get a ton of installs, even if all of these users aren't likely to be at their core. Then, they create multiple paths within their games that work for a broader audience and try to monetize all these types of users in a bunch of different ways, whether that's with ads or IAPs. A good example of this is Animal Kingdom, a popular casino game. They were acquired by Playtika after designing ad creatives that appealed to a broad audience. Basically, the gameplay shown in the creative was meant to hook casual users, which it did super well. Then the game successfully monetized those casual users with casino-style mechanics. By attracting a ton of installs from casual users, then monetizing them like they were casino players, Animal Kingdom got the most revenue out of each of their users. That's basically the new monetization framework. It makes a lot of sense to test different types of strategies and see which combinations work with your users. We don't have time to get into every monetization strategy, so ahead we're just focusing on IAPs. Did you know that almost 80% of game apps use IAPs? There's a good reason for this. It's a strategy that can drive insanely high average revenue per user. In fact, we've seen top grossing games reach an ARPU of over $300. IAPs aren't one size fits all though. There are three main types to consider. The first are consumables. These are items that players use up and need to repurchase, like your in-game currency or energy. Consumables usually end up being the main revenue driver for a game because engaged users are likely to buy them again and again. Then there are non-consumables, which are one-time purchases that permanently unlock features. Think characters or cosmetics. Last but not least, subscriptions. These IAPs are the recurring, often automatic purchases that provide users with benefits over time. So what's the right mix of these different IAPs? That depends on your game's genre. For a real-time strategy game like Clash Royale, consumables drive a good portion of total IAP purchases. But there are other IAPs in the mix that drive revenue too, like non-consumable skins and cosmetics. Meanwhile, a casino game like Lightning Link Casino Slots focuses on monetizing engagement with consumables. Selling coin packages that players can use as energy gets to the essence of monetizing in this genre. Rather than waiting, users pay to keep on playing. The types of IAPs you choose matters, but really, the key to a successful IAP strategy is balance. For consumables, this means hitting that sweet spot where they feel valuable and meaningful without costing so much that players are hesitant to buy. For non-consumables, it's about avoiding pay-to-win scenarios that alienate players by letting lower skill players get an unfair advantage. And with subscriptions, they're best used alongside a mix of other IAPs to drive long-term engagement from your most dedicated users. So that's IAPs. Let's move on to the second monetization strategy we're talking about today, web shops. Web shops are super effective at boosting LTV for a few reasons. First, they're a direct channel to your users. This means that every transaction is free from the 30% commission fee that app stores take on IAPs. Second, you can offer way more on the web, like volume discounts, loyalty programs, and unrestricted pricing. Third, the opportunity for expanding your IP universe on the web is endless, whether you want to craft lore, connect your community through forums, or create a loyalty program. Major studios like Playtika have shown just how profitable web shops can be. Their direct channels generate over 25% of their total revenue. Want to set up your own web shop? There's a few steps to keep in mind. On a high level, they include registering your domain, using a web shop maker or hiring a dev team, integrating a payment processor, adding engaging content and incentives, and driving traffic. After that, you'll need to shift your focus to optimizing for conversions. A few of our favorite ways to do this are with loyalty programs, limited time offers, web-only deals, and free gifts. And IAPs can actually go hand in hand with a web shop. Offering up all your cool collectibles, valuable resources, and whatever else you sell as an IAP on your web shop is a great way to increase your profit margins. Ready to maximize your LTV? Stash can help. We'll build you a web shop that players love. If you're ready to see the benefits of a web shop for yourself, reach out to us here at Stash. We'll help you build a shop and optimize your monetization strategy in a way that creates a better experience for both you and your players.